Hello Capricorn friends, how are you? I hope this reading finds you safe and well and happy. I imagine that for many of you Cappies, either you've been really indulging in everyday practicalities during this time period and really enjoying having to be at home more, if that is what has happened to you, or you have been going a bit crazy because you can't be out in the world pursuing your goals. And I imagine it's probably one or the other. On the 22nd, we have a beautiful new moon in Gemini that really lends itself to communicating, expressing ideas. You know, that's the first step of really moving in ideas. And even looking at this reading so far, coming up around that time, we have the Father of Earth, which is all about taking real steps for real goals, okay? So I think if some of you, and I can see that some of you have been feeling, you know, a bit put out. Interestingly enough, I just did Sag's reading, and they also had these same exact double fives. You know, right in the middle of the reading, I just think a lot of people have been feeling like they're having to deal with stuff, deal with it, almost like, you know, treading water, but you're getting tired because you're not really going anywhere. That's what this energy feels like. Now, I'm very happy to say that this is not where we're staying. And actually, for some of you, the lovers have arrived, okay? Now, when I look at your relationship sector, I notice that some of you may have, in the recent past decided to leave a situation that wasn't working for you. And you're finally feeling like you're getting on your 2 feet, okay? For those of you in that situation, I really love to see this card, okay? For those of you in solid, committed relationships, this is also a really beautiful card that highlights the positive, powerful side of commitment. Now, commitment is the issue of this reading, actually. And so when we're talking about, you know, relationship, many of you need to look at what your connection to commitment is. Do you commit easy? Are you afraid of commitment? When I'm looking at this relationship area here, I really can tell that there has been movement into new territory for a lot of you, either emotional growth through a breakup, emotional growth through a new commitment. I mean, moving into deeper committed waters is sometimes something scary to people because they're leaving another way of life behind. So I've got to say, you know, especially with the High Priestess in the mix, for many of you Capricorns this month, there's going to be a lot of issues about what's meaningful in relationship and where you're going with it. And it looks good. What I will say when I look at this is you're not going to put up with any bullshit at this point. And you're going to make a decision on what to do based on that. And that, you know, listen, you get what you settle for, people. What I feel when I look at this around the frequency of Capricorn this month is, you know, it's not a real head in the sky sense around relationship. It's really a make it or break it sort of feeling for a lot of you, which is, wow, we were just drifting along, and now either we're going to get committed or we're going to break up, which, by the way, is a very Saturnian energy, and Saturn does guide Capricorn. The reason I'm staying a little neutral on this is because if the relationship is already good, it's going to get better. And if the relationship is rocky, it's probably not going to continue. For those of you in limbo land, that's a rough place to be in general. So what I'm going to say is, if you're in a relationship where there's a lot of push-pull, a lot of come here, go away, many of you are not going to take it anymore. All right? And you shouldn't. Your outcome is really interesting, and it's a very almost complex constellation of energy, because we really have these two energies, which are like the Lovers, which is about commitment. And this can, now I'm switching the filter here. This can be about your life in general. Like, what are you about when you think of commitment? What can you commit to? What can't you commit to? Relationship, yourself, your job. So there's a lot of that going on, and also a lot of ability to manifest ideas. And then we get down here, and it seems like there just still may not be quite the ground for you to stand on to go running. So Capricorn, I know you like to climb that mountain. I know you like to get what you want, and you're magic in the physical world, but right now the physical world is operating on some weird rules because of this pandemic. So what I'm going to say is, patience is going to be your friend. This is fundamentally a neutral reading. And the reason I say that is because it almost feels like we're in the middle of the story. And in fact, the fact that there's double fives here, we really are in the middle of the story. It's almost like what's happening is there's a bunch of stuff that's already been around, and this month is really about, figuring out what stays and what goes, and you're just about ready to launch. I'm very excited for you. I think that a month like this, you're going to look back on and be like, wow, I made some decisions that month that changed my life for the better. So keep up the good work. Keep up the exciting forward energy that's coming in, especially towards the end of the month. And I wish you well, and I will be checking back in with you in June, okay? Until then, spread the love.